Welcome to ASTG classes, and in today's class we will start with the topic of if-else statement. So in the previous video we have discussed if statement, and in today's video we will start with this particular topic, if-else statement, which is a very simple topic. So let's continue with this topic. Now fine. Now in my previous video we have discussed if statement, and what we have understood that if statement works for the true condition. So if the condition is true, if body will get executed. Now what about the false part? So this particular limitation is being fulfilled with this if else statement. So what happened in case of if else statement? Let me write it. Let me write its structure. If we used to give the condition, then it's the body of if, else body of else. Now we have understood that this particular portion gets evaluated if and only if the condition evaluates to true. Now we have the else part, which gets evaluated only when the condition, this particular condition, evaluates to false. So else part will get evaluated if and only if the condition is false. So this particular if is for the true and this one is for the false. Simple. Now if the condition gets evaluated to true, so the body of if will get executed and this else part will be ignored. Simple. And this particular body of else will get executed if and only if the condition gets evaluated to false. And that's all. Done. The theoretical portion complete. So the important point is that again the limitations which we were facing in case of if conditional statement is that we don't have any false part. So if the condition is evaluated to false, then in that case nothing will happen. Why? Because we don't have the false part. Yes, you can write the false part with the conditional statement. If conditional statement means you are writing the condition in such a manner that if the condition gets evaluated to false, then that particular if will get evaluated. Let me show you this it with the help of an example. Okay, and the same can be done very easily with this particular if else statement. So both the code I will show you. So I hope you have understood this if else conditional statement. So I think it's okay. Okay, fine. Let me write the code for it. So that would be much more better. So let me write the age one which I have taken, the election. Yes, I can vote for the one vote code. So if age greater than 18, print vote. Okay, fine. Now this particular part or the body of the if will get executed if and only if the age is greater than 18. Clear? So I am here writing for the if statement. Fine. I would be writing the same code with if else statement. Clear? Now suppose if the age is less than 18, then what would happen in this particular case? Simply nothing. Why? Because we don't have any code for the less than 18 part. So what we need to do? So what does it mean? So if the age, suppose the age value is 19. So here in this case, the condition is true. So this particular print statement will get executed. Simple. So if the condition, if the age is less than 18, suppose it's 17. So in this case, nothing will happen. So you won't be getting any output. Simple. But I want an output for the age which is less than 18. So for that, what I need to do is to write the condition for age less than 18. So I need to write an explicit condition. If age less than 18, then print study. See, try to understand. This particular portion is a separate if conditional statement. Try to understand. And this particular portion is another separate independent if conditional statement. So what happens if we write independent if conditional statement? So in that case, each and every if statement will be checked. Simple. So in this case, this particular part, I have written this particular part for the false part, for the false condition. Clear? And this one for the true. Simple. So if the age is greater than 18, then this print statement will get executed, that is vote. And if the age is less than 18, then this particular print statement will get executed and it will print study. But what is the main point? What is the main concern about this particular code is that here we have two independent if statement. So a checking for the two independent if statement will be there in this particular code. Even if the age is greater than 18. I think this is a little bit of complex, but let me write this same code using the if else statement. Then I think that would be better for you to understand what I actually want to mean by this two independent if conditional statement, and using this same thing by writing the same code using the if else statement. Means what advantage we would get from this if else statement, that I would show you. Okay, so let me write this. If age suppose age is 18, let me write 19. So if age greater than 18, print what? Else study. Now try to understand. It's a very, very, very important part. Okay, I hope you have understood this if else statement. So this else part will get executed if and only if the condition evaluates to false. Simple. Now try to understand. I am comparing this to if statement with if else statement. If else statement, yes, if statement with if else statement. Why? Just you to make understand the importance of this if else statement over this if statement. Now you cannot say that this one is much more better than this. It's totally depend upon the program statement or the program or the problem which you have been given. But yes, there are certain situations where if else statement is much more better than if statement, and here this one is. Now let's understand. So here in this particular case, okay, in this particular case we have two independent if body if statement. So this one is one, this is another one. So we have two independent if statement. What is happening in this particular case, that we have as a whole, this is a statement. Okay, this is a whole as a statement. Now what would happen, that if the age is greater than 18, then this portion will get executed and this one will simply get ignored. Simple. Now if the condition is less than 18, means if the age is less than 18, suppose if it's 17, then in that case else part will get executed. Now what is the advantage? The advantage is that here we have only one checking condition, one checking of this if condition, only one checking. And what is happening in this particular code is that we have two condition checking. Why two conditions checking? Because these two are separate independent if conditional body or statements. They are separate, they are independent, so they need to be checked even if one of the condition is true. That is, suppose if the here in this case age is 17, so we know that this particular condition is true. Even if this condition is true, this particular condition will also be checked. Why? Because this one is a separate if statement or is a separate body. Okay, if the statement, if the age is 20, clear, here the age is 20, so we know that this particular if is true, so this particular print will get executed, vote. But in spite of that also, this particular if will also get checked. We know that this will evaluate to first, but even that also this particular condition will check. Why? Because this one is a separate independent if conditional statement. But that's not the case in this if else. What would happen if this age is 20? This condition will get checked. Here it's true, so this particular portion will simply get ignored. So that's what the advantage of using the if else statement over if statement. And I hope you have understood the significance of it, if else statement. Now with practice you will able to understand that where you need to use the if statement and where you need to use the if else statement, and it's by practice only. Okay, so we have been left with the only that's important part, if elif conditional statement. Okay, that's also a very simple topic, not a complex one. But I hope you have understood today's class, today's video. Very important, guys. And yes, I will show you the practical today only. So we have completed our theory portion, and I hope you have understood. Even if you have a single bit of doubt, you are free to ask me in the comment section. Comment section is for you. But the point is the importance of this if else statement over if statement. I think it's 100% clear to you. So it's better to move to the practical portion in order to show you the same thing on my laptop. So let's start. So guys, let's start with our practical class. I've already opened my Python IDLE, and I have opened the script mode. Now let me write the same code which I have already shown you during the theoretical class. So let me take age as input from the user. So int input, enter age. So suppose if age is greater than 18, greater than equals to, it's better, greater than equals to 18, then I would be printing eligible for vote, else print please go and study. Okay, fine. Now one thing to be noticed here is that this if is at the same indentation, this particular else is at the same indentation of this if. You cannot change the indentation part. If you change it, then simply you would be getting an error. So first I need to save this part, save this file. So conditional if statement done. So if I will going to execute this particular file, then definitely I would be getting an error, and that's a syntax error. So syntax error means error within the grammar of the language. So what is that error? What is that grammatical mistake? That you need to write this else at the same level of indentation of this particular if. Okay, so done. So let me execute it again. So it's asking me for the age, so let me give the age, suppose as 12. Okay, so as you can see, the else part gets executed. Okay, if I just minimize it, okay, fine, it's already been minimized. Okay, yeah. So as you can see here, this please go and study, this particular else part gets executed. Why? Just because the age which I have given is less than 18. Okay, so in order to get this particular print statement eligible for vote, then in that case I need to give the age as 18 or greater than 18. So let me execute this again. So here I'm giving the age now as 20. Okay, fine. So eligible for vote. I hope you have understood this if else part. So I just want to conclude this topic once again by reminding all the important points, that this if conditional statement, in case of if conditional statement, if parts gets executed if and only if the condition is true, and the else part will get executed if and only if the condition evaluates to false. Otherwise it will simply get ignored, and that's the important point. Simple, that's all. And I hope you have understood that to writing that independent if conditional statement, what is the point lies within that code is that if you have any number of, if suppose you have 5 if conditional statement, independent if conditional statement, each and every conditions would be checked even if one of the condition evaluates to true. And that's the thing, that's an important point. So that particular thing would also be overcome with the help of if elif. Okay, so we would see that particular thing in our upcoming video, but as of now, that's all for today. And if you have any doubt, feel free to ask me on the comment section. You can write your questions on the comment section and I will definitely try to rectify it. So that's all for today. Let's meet you with a new topic in the upcoming video. Thank you very much.